So one of the exercises that we love doing with the Bosu ball, and yes, I specifically like doing it with the Bosu ball versus the bench, because two reasons. It gives you a wider base to actually do the exercise on, and it just matches the angle of your spine just so much better. We like doing plate pullovers. Now, a lot of you guys watch these videos probably have never seen any kind of pullover exercise before. Those of you guys who are from the old school bodybuilding era that I grew up in, pullovers were typically done with a barbell or with a dumbbell. And this exercise works great with a dumbbell. You'll have to usually stack them up a little bit higher. This way you have the clearance for it, but we like using the plate. They work great in our class. And the reason why we love this exercise more than anything else is because this exercise hits a very specific motion that you can't get during any other exercise you're gonna see anywhere else out there, all right? So let me show you what this is, then we'll go back and we'll talk about it. We're gonna take our plate right now. If you're just starting off with this exercise, maybe go with a 10, and it has to be a wide plate. You can't use those little fuckers, right? You gotta use a wide plate. So 10-pound plate all the way up to 45. What we typically do in class is I'll take a 45-pound plate and then a 10-pound bumper plate, maybe even two of them, and I'll be able to hold them at the same time. But what we're doing, we got a Bosu ball from the WEC method, right? We use the Bosu's Elites, they're a lot better. And we have the stack risers, which are very hard to get, but if you're able to get them, I definitely suggest getting at least 2 or 3 of them. It just gives you so many more exercises you can do with the Bosu ball in place of a regular bench, right? Now what I'm gonna do from here, if you look, my shoulder blades and my chest are stacked right over the Bosu ball, so my head is resting, but it's not supporting my body, right? Now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna start the plate on my chest, I'm gonna push the plate up to the sky, I'm gonna come back down to my chest, and then keeping the plate close to my body, I'm gonna come over my head, I'm gonna get this huge stretch in my lats and my rib cage. Oh, there's some good pops in there. I'm gonna pull it back over. We're doing a plate pullover. What I'm doing is I'm able to open up all the little rib muscles in my rib cage. They're called your intercostals, right? And what happens is, I fucked that one up. And what happens is you're able to get this opening of your rib cage, which is the exact opposite motion we find ourselves in during the day when you're sitting down text messaging or sitting in front of the computer all day, and especially if you're like me and you got bad neck problems, you're sitting down all day, this is a great exercise to really start opening you back up and opening everything, right? Now typically, Susie's recording this right now, she has longer arms than me, so she'll typically stack it up 3 high, right? To go with an exercise like this. You can do it off of a bench too, it still works. Now, what you could do is you can elevate your butt to a butt bridge and get a deeper angle than what you normally get. So with that, I probably have to use 3 risers, right? But I'm able to work my lats, my rib cage muscles, my abs are super tight right now because they're keeping everything bridged, as well as my glutes and my hamstrings. And it's a phenomenal exercise for opening up the rib cage, strengthening the lats, right? And working the posterior chain of the body. And then at the end, we'll pump out for 10 reps. Working from the lats in the chest, not the shoulders in the chest. And then I'm done. Now, what I like about this is this. If you get a bad rep, right? Ah, shit, my shoulder. You just drop the plate. Because the ground's right there, so as long as you don't put your cell phone back there, you'll be straight, right? Now, like I said, the great thing about that exercise is this. Most of us, we're going through life like this these days. This exercise actually lets you open up all that stuff. And typically what we'll do, we'll superset this exercise with some kind of a pressing motion. So typically, we'll be doing, I don't do barbell chest press, I do dumbbells, but we'll do either a chest press exercise, superset with our plate pullovers, or we'll do like a overhead shoulder press with a plate pullover. Now, if you were gonna go from the bench, just because it's already set up, I'll come over here. Let's take a walk over right now. There's 2 ways you would do this from the bench, right? Most people, obviously you wanna make sure you can keep your feet even, I'm just being lazy. Most people would tell you to do your plate pullovers like this, right? You're here, head's hanging off the bench, you get the stretch, you come back up. I am not a fan of that way, right? I prefer, especially if you need to weigh yourself down more, like if you're using a lot of weight, you gotta counterbalance it, right? I prefer going long ways off the bench. Obviously you want a bench that's high enough, but I would just be right here, shoulder blades on the bench, neck hanging back. If you got vertigo, I maybe wouldn't do this one, it might set you off. But imagine I'm holding the plate, all I'm doing from here with either a dumbbell, if I'm doing a dumbbell, I'm holding it with a diamond grip or my plate. I'm doing my pullover and my press, right? If you're doing a dumbbell, typically you won't be able to do the press. The dumbbell will be too much right there. But I can get my super deep lat pullover and come back up. We're just modifying the motion with the Bosu ball from the WEC method and the stack risers, STAX, I think it's called. Also available from the WEC method, but we've switched up. We stopped using a lot of benches for a lot of our exercise. We started using Bosu balls with stacks a while ago. And if you have any kind of shoulder or neck pain, like when you bench or anything like that, it's such an easy fix because it gives you a wider surface area to brace off of. So if you find yourself like this all day long and you're trying to correct that motion, this is not only a great strengthening exercise, it's a great flexibility exercise because it really opens you up in a way that, like I said, no other exercise is really gonna do. So hopefully that helped you guys out. Do me a favor, if it does, just leave a comment in the comment section below. Let us know what it did for you. If you have any questions, you can leave a comment down there also. And if you like the video, give it a quick thumbs up. Give it a quick thumbs up. It really helps us out with the algorithm. And if you're having a hard time, like I said, just reach out to us so somebody from the team can get back a hold of you, give you a little more guidance and clarity on this exercise, all right? Guys, hope that helped you out. See you in the next one.